It's the Ron and Fez show. Somebody will be winning a trip for two to Las Vegas, Nevada tonight, courtesy of the Discovery Channel and American Casino.
Fez, it's an all-in situation. We'll go back to Kevin Rogers right now and see what's happening. It looks like Chip is trying one more time to double up. Kevin, what do you have for us, buddy?
All right. Somehow there's a miscommunication from across the hallway. So we are down to Jeff and Chip.
Yeah.
Jerry is out.
All right. We have Jeff.
Who's this?
King Jack showing.
Who's talking? Tell us what's happening. Set the table for us. What is happening? What do you mean no one's talking? You're talking, Kevin. I need you to be here for me, buddy.
Oh, I quit.
I want you to explain the situation, and then you can say what the cards are.
All right. Situation is Jeff and Chip are still sitting here when I came in the room.
Oh, really?
They were just examining their cards. Right now, Jeff has a...
And where were you on the night of the murder?
Do me a favor.
Jeff has a King Jack showing, and Chip has an Ace 3 showing. They're both all in, so we'll see how it goes at this point.
Yeah. Okay, I want you to do this. You see Jason there?
Yeah.
Hand him the microphone, and then you walk back out in the hall.
And let him hold you.
All right? Yeah,
I want Jason.
Kevin, you come this way. Jason, what's happening, buddy?
All right, here's what's up. We got an all-in situation. Chip's last gasp for air here.
Yeah.
He's all in before the flop with an Ace 3 versus Jeff's King Jack. He's actually 57% favorite to win right now. We haven't seen the flop, and the flop's about to get dealt.
He needs an ace, right?
Yes. An ace or something else.
Okay.
All right, so the flop's coming out right now. The flop comes as 2-3-6. Chip's actually made a pair right now, so right now he's definitely in the lead at about 70%. The turn comes with 10, no help to either player. Comes the last river card. It's an 8. Chip does it. Doubles up again.
All right.
Nice. Chip stays alive.
Way to stay alive, Chip. All right, still having a shot at Vegas. Okay, we'll check back on them in just a few moments. This Chip, he's been down, but he is not out. Send me Kevin Rogers back in here. I want to talk to him about what he's been up to. And, Kevin, I want you to walk through the two beautiful women that you had trouble with last night. What happened in there tonight?
I could not hear, so I did not know when I was supposed to speak or not. Right. I didn't know when it was on.
Hey, by the way, I heard him perfectly, and Cheeseface has wrote to me that he's not hearing the other line pretty much. So check on that, Wonder Boy. So it wasn't your fault. It was just a bad thing of hearing. You feel like it was Wonder Boy's fault?
No, I'll tell you what. I'm new at this, so I'll step up to the plate and should have had something prepared to say. Even though I couldn't hear, I didn't know when I was on the mic. I didn't know when it was on or off.
Right. You felt like you didn't have proper training.
I didn't. I should have had something to say.
No one showed you how to work that room.
No one showed you what was going on.
I just couldn't hear. I didn't know when I was on.
Not your fault.
It's all right. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you don't have to be. Hey, Kevin, you don't have to be sorry. You're a good kid. You're a good kid. I want you to toughen up here, okay?
No, it's fine.
No, forget. Stop talking about the past and stop just making noises. I want you to talk to me.
Okay. Everyone here really likes you.
All right, thank you.
All right?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to mess up like that.
No, would you stop talking about the same thing over and over?
Wonder Boy next at me if you want.
I don't want any more apologies. I want you to stop talking and then we move along with the conversation. All right, Jen and Gwen are back in here tonight. You struck out with them last night.
Yeah.
You were saying you had some things you wanted to say to them?
I guess I did. Yeah, it was cool hanging out with you guys yesterday. It was nice talking to you and meeting you. And that's what I wanted to say. Yeah. I didn't know you were coming back.
Is it a bad night for you to see him after you got yelled at and all?
Yeah, I don't really think that much of it had changed beforehand. I still think I got the same amount of talent that I'm laying on them that I did yesterday, which is slim to none.
All right. That would be chances.
Now, you think a problem is the big shorts? You're wearing really big shorts, you said, from before you lost the weight.
Yeah, these are the shorts from when
All right, let's take a look at the top. All right, yeah, you're just completely tightened up with a belt there.
Yeah.
Pull the shirt up. Yeah, pull the shirt up so we can take a look.
They're all bunched.
So, yeah, and it looks like you said you lost about, what, 60, 70 pounds?
I lost a little bit more than that.
But I look at it, pull the shirt back up. It looks like you still got the same belt because turn around so the girls can see it. The belt just keeps going and going and it's wrapped around you twice.
Look at that. Belt continued on next pair of shorts.
Yeah. So that doesn't work on a stylish thing. If we were doing Queer Eye.
Wait, hold on.
You should make that belt into a tie, although you'd trip over it.
Hey, you want to see how much space there is? Look how big that is. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at all that space. This thing, this used to fit around me.
Yeah. The belt, the pants.
The belt.
So you're like Jared.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. Except I didn't eat Subway or walk or anything.
Yeah, I
like
know.
That.
I'm not saying you're exactly like Jared. I just said you had a big pair of pants like him.
Yeah. Well,
I know you're not exactly like Jared. I know that.
The way he did it was he just simply forgot to eat.
I wonder, boy, were they having problems hearing him at home?
Yeah, we're getting reports that we are, but everything's configured properly on the board. So
I gave you the reports.
Right.
So what other? So was Cheeseface correct or?
I have to collaborate.
Now I see why he's acting like he acts because I see the way you're talking to me. We're getting reports in that Ron can't hear him properly.
Yes, from Ron.
We have to get Wendell on the phone to know for sure, but everything.
Maybe you should do that at the beginning of the night.
That probably would have been a better time to check with him. But
you know what? Sometimes I try to imagine, Fezzy, that I'm one of those soccer teams that crashes in the Andes before I go to bed at night, and I think which one of these guys I'll eat first. And that's the only way I can actually find any kind of peace for myself.
Tonight, I would just line them up and just take bites out of each one of them. They would all tie for first.
All right, Gwen and Jen, come on in here. You guys went and saw the Fahrenheit 9/11 today. What did you guys think of the film?
Breathtaking.
Was it really good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had tears in my eyes for the entire thing.
Were you surprised by some of this stuff coming down, or were you expecting to see
No,
it?
because I've read Dude, Where's My Country?
Yeah.
Forward and back, memorized it. So,
yeah.
I mean, I had already heard a lot of it, but to actually see it all in action was just moving.
Yeah. You felt the same way, right, Fuzzy?
Yeah, that's one of the neat things about it is it's everything, well, actually before 9/11, but if you take it from 9/11 to where we are now with, like, prisoner abuse, it puts it all in one package for you to look at. It's really like a history lesson.
So where's NBC? Where's ABC? Where's CBS? Where's CNN? Where's the great Fox News, Fair and Balanced? How come we're not getting a lot of these stories other places?
I have no idea because I don't even know why these networks don't have the same footage that Michael Moore has. The footage he has of, like, battles in Iraq.
And the little kids.
I've never, with, like, bodies and stuff, I understand why the networks aren't showing that, but just the fact that he has better footage.
Exactly.
Is amazing to me.
See, I kind of go differently here. I feel like if you're going to be a country that's at war and support a war and pay for a war, it's your obligation to see it. Not to hear about it in the distance, but when you're saying to yourself, we want to bomb a country, I think that you need to, as a citizen, find out what the hell you're doing with it and see if you're still behind it.
Yeah, with the networks, all you see when they say shock and awe or there's been another bombing raid is you see that night vision angle and you see green flashes in the background and you have no idea the death and destruction that's happening. And you see that in this film.
And all the miscalculation of all the innocent places that got bombs for no reason.
And the Rumsfeld line of we're targeting with the greatest of humanity. The humanity that goes into our targeting.
Now, you know what? I mean, that may even be true. Maybe you think you're doing that, but it's just like throwing a baseball. How often do you throw strikes? You're not trying to throw the ball outside the strike zone. But it happens. You're just human beings, and those kind of things happen. But if you don't, it's not throwing a baseball. You do really need to see, hey, I'm watching this, and we did hit a hospital. Because that thing may get a little bit of play in our media. And when it does, I will say this, people will complain. People complain when CBS ran the pictures of what was happening in the prison. People act like somehow CBS was at fault there. So Americans take a lot of this responsibility. I'm talking about American citizens.
With this film, I was amazed that he was able to finish it because there's so much that goes on every day. This movie could just keep going on and on.
This could be a full-time career for Michael Moore, where all he's doing is just following Bush around like he was Jessica Simpson.
We need him, though.
You're a big fan of Michael Moore.
Huge.
He's taken a lot of heat, at the same time, a lot of accolades. It seems like the left has woken up where I don't think the left was involved in the last election for Al Gore. Not even when there was the debate of was the election fair or not fair. There was not a huge amount of people in the streets for that.
Yeah, and he mentions that a couple of times in the movie where he goes, and where were the Democrats?
Right.
He'll say that about the election and about the Patriot Act and about the war.
Yeah. Now, I was in New York City before the war, and I saw marches, 150,000 people, 200,000 people, one that people estimated at 500,000 people, that went from all the way from the Village, filled the street of Broadway, up past into Central Park, and caught no time on network television. This was leading up to the war. So it was always really interesting to me to see the fact, because that is one way to break people's spirits. If people travel from all over to be heard and then aren't heard by the national media. And I wonder how much of that stuff that we could say goes on in this country as well, if you really think there's a government connection with the media.
Yeah, Al Gore the other day was making his speech and said that the White House has their group of digital brown shirts that just go after the media. If they're going to do a story that's, negative towards President Bush, that these guys will just go after them and say things like, you're going to get played as being unpatriotic.
So why not stand up to that, though? Why cave to it? And I'm talking about the newspapers, and I'm talking about, this whole thing of if you don't play along with the White House, you won't get access to the president. Who says you need access to the president? Woodward and Bernstein didn't have any access to Nixon, and they brought down that whole damn thing. So why can't you act like I'm going to go off on my own direction here? I'm going to have some courage. Is it because no one's backing the reporters up anymore? Do you think that maybe since we have large corporations that own the media and sell things on them, that's really what it's about? It's not about journalism?
Yeah, I could definitely see that happen, like with Disney and this movie. And it's like, a backlash against our theme park because of something one of our movie divisions is doing.
Yeah, that's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah,
that's kind of heartbreaking that we live in that type of thing, that no matter what, it goes on. Like, even though I don't agree with everything that's on different news things, whether it's Fox or... I don't think that you can even watch Meet the Press and agree with everything that happens. But it never would once dawn on me of, hey, I'm really mad at what Bill O'Reilly said today, so I'm going to go out and try to attack the people selling toothpaste on that television. Because I understand all they're trying to do is sell toothpaste. So it's a real weird thing for me to think that people want to go after sponsors because they don't like programming.
Now, with the White House access, and, there isn't a Sunday that goes by, or, the rest of the week, where you don't see Colin Powell on TV, Condoleezza Rice, Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney. Is it really that important to these networks that they get to be part of that rotating list of guests?
Yeah, but, the network doesn't depend on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, it would be better to have all those people show up. You'd rather have Colin Powell on your show if you're doing a show. But it's the same way with whether, you're playing a record by somebody. They try it in music business all the time of, hey, if you don't play these records, we'll make sure that the bands doesn't show up. You got to stand up to that. You can't go through life a bitch getting pushed around.
See, in the past week, I haven't understood why I've seen Ron Reagan Jr. on two shows. Larry King and then Chris Matthews interviewed him for NBC.
Right.
And that is it. And you would think if this guy's willing to talk the week after his funeral and said something really controversial during the eulogy, Why isn't he all over the place like Bill Clinton in his book?
It's an interesting thing. I mean, he doesn't have anything to sell, so he's probably not pushing the networks. It's probably the people that called him. You know, a lot of these people that you see that have book sales is because there's a PR person on the phone with the networks. And if you watch anything on television, you're basically watching an infomercial. If you're watching David Letterman, you will never see David Letterman go, I got to tell you right now, Billy Crystal, you've done some good movies, but this new one is just terrible. He has never once been honest and said, I love you, I think you're a good guy. This new movie I can't recommend to anybody. Everything that you see, somebody's selling, and they're only appearing when their album comes out, their movie comes out. So why would the way we run politics be any different? It's almost like it's the American way now.
Oh, yeah, because, and the weird thing is, where you see in this documentary how every political decision it looks like it's based on a business decision. That's the way it's presented.
All right, here's somebody else we're going to have on next week. Another documentary out called Control Room, and that's kind of taking the angle of Al Jazeera television. Now, a lot of people in this country furious with Al Jazeera for showing different things, but you got to remember that's a news organization that's not of this country. I know that's hard for us to believe, that they're not trying to sell this country. The question is, should we be listening to them or not? Should we see what the other side is talking about? Should we see what the other side thinks is important?
We definitely should. You know, there were scenes with soldiers today going, there was one soldier in this movie who goes, we're here to bring them democracy. We're here to free them. Why don't they like it? Well, you know, I don't understand it. You know, and to get that point of view would be great for everybody.
I think everyone in this country, whether you're on the left or on the right, is totally shocked that those people don't want us here and aren't somewhat happy that, I mean, whether you didn't even want us to win, I don't think that people could think that even now they're going, just get out. This has nothing to do with you. It reminds you like if you hear your neighbors fighting and you go over into their house and you try to break up the man and woman, you're more apt to get stabbed by a fork by her, the person that you just pulled the man off of. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll get Paul O's angle in this movie. What's happening with that poker game, Wonder Boy? Other than the fact that we never got them on the air before. I don't want you to throw them back on the air. I want you to tell me what's up. Nothing?
Yeah, nothing. So far,
okay.
Chip still has about a third of the chips that Jeff has. Jeff's still in the lead.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. It's the Ron and Fez Show.